Barnard hits defiant ton to rescue Pears. This match has absolutely flown along. 17 wickets fell on day one. Worcestershire skittled by a new career best of 8 for 52 for Dane Patterson before the Pears caused their own problems. Not starting day two on 203 for 7, Moores and Broad at the crease. But the Nottinghamshire keeper wouldn't stick around for very long, lasting just 4 day 2 balls before he was caught at cover by Libby off the bowling of Morris. That was the signal for Broad to go on a bit of a charge. 18 runs came from the third over of the day. Some punishment dished out to Morris, and he refused to relent. He was making mincemeat of the Worcestershire attack. The 9th wicket worth 50 with another Broad boundary. He'd added 37 of those runs. Finch took the wicket of his partner Luke Fletcher, unable to get it past the leaping Brett D'Oliveira, but the lead was now over 100 and all eyes were on the other end where Broad was 1 shot away from 50. Patterson wasn't able to stick around long enough for him to get there. He fell into the same trap that got Fletcher, caught by D'Oliveira off Finch. Notts all out for 266, the lead 107, and the match into the third innings with less than an hour played of day 2. Only Hamid and Duckett's 50s eclipsed Broad's unbeaten 45 down the order, but Worcestershire had done well to keep Notts within touching distance. Finch the pick with 3 for 59. They needed a good start with the bat, but it wasn't forthcoming. Pollock bowled second ball by Luke Fletcher. The Outlaws had their tails up. Another for Fletcher. Libby out caught by Patterson White. Worcestershire wobbling at 6 for 2. It really wasn't going to plan. Azhar Ali out for 5, caught by a diving Liam Patterson White. And the captain couldn't add much more resistance. He chipped Patterson to a diving Hasib Hamid. Worcestershire now 4 down with just 32 on the board. The Pears needed to regroup. Nottinghamshire threatening to win this within 2 days if they couldn't recover after lunch. Haynes and Barnard did all they could to halt the Nottinghamshire charge and made their way halfway to parity in the early stages of the session. It was just the stand Worcestershire needed, and at the very least looked likely to force Nottinghamshire to bat again as they put on 50 for the 5th wicket. But Haynes, with just 1 run needed for a well-deserved half-century, came to the end of the road, out caught behind square trying to lift Broad beyond the fences. They inched their way past 100 and into a slender lead heading towards tea. And the score at the break was a much improved 122 for 5. The advantage, though, just 15 runs. The resilience from Worcestershire was to be admired after tea. Cox and Barnard continuing to deny Nottinghamshire despite the determined bowling of their hosts. Barnard had a 50 as a reward for his good work, scored off 127 balls after almost 3 hours in the middle. They added 50 runs without reply, the lead now starting to look much healthier, but they still had plenty of work to do. Notts just couldn't find a way to separate them, the lead increasing ever more, the 6th wicket worth 100, and the number 6 now starting to look for a ton of his own. His partner raised the bat first though, Cox up to 50 off 145 balls, with a boundary top-edged over Moores off the bowling of Patterson. Barnard too would be celebrating before the close. His 100 came from 193 balls, with a cute shot through third man for 2. What an effort he'd put in for his side under significant pressure. And he would still be there when they returned on day 3, carrying his bat with Worcestershire now leading by 118. It's been a low-scoring affair so far, so Nottinghamshire will be wary of letting their visitors get too far ahead. They're still in pole position at the moment, but the Pears are now threatening to storm back into this one.